The June sun blazed over Crescent Meadows, my fierce suburb thrumming with summer's defiant pulse. I was at Meadow Mart when Karen Miller, HOA tyrant, slapped a $5,000 fine on Mr. Marcus Thompson, a black man, for illegal hunting on his own 10-acre property. Her fine was a wildfire, aimed at stripping his rights. Karen, who called 911 on Marcus for unloading boxes, barred his father from ceremony, and called the cops on me for fishing, had no idea my security cameras caught her posting the fine on his gate. I was Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, Meadow Mart owner, conservationist, SWAT trainer, tech founder, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, Marine, county sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, police chief, homeland security agent, developer who built Crescent Meadows, designer of its security system, owner of the lake, dock, and HOA, and a self-taught mechanical engineer. Her fine wasn't just baseless, it was discriminatory, and Marcus was about to buy the HOA's park and lock them out, turning her scheme into a viral route. I stood by Marcus's gate, phone filming, as neighbors, pinged by my security app, gathered furious. This wasn't just a fine, it was Karen's most bigoted assault, blind to Marcus's ownership. My heart roared, but a sly grin crept in. She thought she could fine him for hunting? We were about to flip her game with a land deed and a padlock on her park. What unfolded wasn't just voiding the fine. It was a masterclass in righteous justice, community grit, and poetic payback that left Karen crushed, her HOA shattered, and Crescent Meadows cheering. Marcus's land wasn't just acres. It was her downfall, and his park purchase was the verdict. Karen's fine was her most reckless mistake, and our counterstrike was about to gate her out. Crescent Meadows was a vibrant suburb, its lush fields, bustling markets, and my Meadow Mart cafe, a bold stand against Karen Miller's HOA tyranny. Once choked by rules on unapproved land use and illicit activities, it now thrived, with my 50-acre state-leased ranch and Marcus Thompson's 10-acre property on unincorporated county land as its heart. Marcus's land, a wooded expanse perfect for hunting deer, was his private property, wired with my Crescent Code security system, cameras and sensors I designed. I'm Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, conservationist, SWAT trainer, Meadow Mart owner, tech founder of Crescent Code, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, Marine, county sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, police chief, homeland security agent, developer who built Crescent Meadows, designer of its security system, owner of the lake, dock, and HOA, and a self-taught mechanical engineer with a fictional ageless fire. I'd crushed Karen 80 times, buying Meadow Mart after a farm stand ban, exposing her assault on Lily, stopping her fishing derby, evicting her fishing club, jailing fake HOA cops, rallying for a pilot's defiance, retrieving my tow tractor, shutting down her cop call on my fence, backing Ibrahim Traore, ejecting her security patrol, protecting the Thompsons, winning court for my wrecked car, defending my mom's Colt stand, exposing her 911 call on Senator Ellison, grounding her airline, stunt, nailing her bank meddling, restoring my water pipe, towing her SUV, saving my mom's nurse, rescuing Emma from her kidnapping, saving Liam from her brick attack, foiling her field grab, scaring her with my bear, Bruno, defending Emma's wheelchair, stopping her 911 call on my ranch, saving Max from her clippers, voiding her lake fine, saving my pool party, recovering my stolen truck, foiling her power theft, stopping her sewage-powered lights, disarming her fake cop, rebuilding my sister's bridge, proving I owned her mortgage, stopping her assault on Alex, ejecting her trespassing officers, shutting off her pipeline, proving my Lamborghini legit, turning my lawn into an obstacle course, outshooting the FBI, stopping her fake cop arrest, handling her 911 abuse, rescuing my kids from her kidnapping, towing her Mustangs from my garage, trapping her at her gate, burying her porch in mulch, spiking her SUV on my lawn, closing her trails for my hunting, proving I built the suburb, jailing her for hitting Max, rebuilding the Thompsons' house, turning her trails into my hunting ground, catching her spy on my yard, suspending her board for burning my boat, nailing her for her 911 call on my rain tanks, foiling her eviction over my cabin, burying her in pennies for her fines, towing her car for blocking my driveway, reclaiming my cabin after her sale, sinking her cop's truck with Grandpa's tractor, evicting her fishing club with Marcus, arresting her for breaking into my garage, busting her 911 call on my pool, stopping her fake cop arrest, seizing her HOA with my deed clause, crushing her motorbike ban, locking her pool access, charging her for felling my tree, returning her trash with interest, nailing her for my gym's 911 call, defending Marcus's home from her 911 stunt, backing Marcus at his pool, stopping fake cops from tossing Alex, evicting her clubhouse for trespassing, jailing her for packing Liam's room, exposing an engine sabotage, building a public library after her book ban, reclaiming my ranch with the military, breaking a shooting record, stopping her cop call on my fishing, honoring Mr. Thompson with a general, and exposing her 911 call on Marcus's unloading. My share of powers and Marcus's deed were my latest weapons. Karen Miller, mid-50s, was a frantic bully, her clipboard a flimsy prop. Exiled and bankrupted, she'd find Marcus for hunting, unaware it was discriminatory, and my cameras rolled. Her scheme, backed by a ragged HOA board, relied on fake hunting bans, blind to his ownership. Marcus Thompson, early 40s, was a Navy SEAL, late co-owner, and Mr. James Thompson's son, with a steady resolve and hunting license. Key allies included Alex, my Delta Force operative wife, Mr. James Thompson, Vietnam veteran, Mia, my nurse sister, Jake, my Marine brother, Vince, Iron Riders biker leader, Ellen, my sharpshooter mom, Tom, my biologist friend, Linda, the councilwoman, Lily, my waitress-turned-leader, Liam, my 8-year-old son, Grandpa Joe, our tractor-driving patriarch, and Deputy Harris, my SWAT deputy. Agent Laura Chun, my FBI contact, was ready to escalate. The Crescent Meadows Forum, our digital hub, would amplify the fight. The setting was a warm June afternoon in 2026 at Marcus's gate, where Karen's fine notice flapped and my cameras recorded. Neighbors, alerted by my app, gathered in rage. Karen's fine was a hate crime, and her ignorance of Marcus's ownership was her fatal error. This wasn't just about hunting. It was Karen's assault on his freedom. For me, it was a chance to void the fine, back Marcus's bold move, and unite Crescent Meadows. As I filmed, I knew this fight would echo our victories and thunder with our spirit. Karen's fine was a flagrant violation. The notice claimed Marcus's hunting was prohibited and demanded $5,000, a lie on his private land. I filmed, voice firm, "This is Marcus's property, Karen. Your fine's a hate crime." My cameras caught her posting the notice. I radioed Harris, who growled, "Discrimination and harassment? She's cuffed." Ellen texted Marcus's deed, saying Karen's trapped. Linda vowed to bring county officials, noting finding a black landowner? Jail. I called Chun, who snapped, "This is FBI-level civil rights abuse." Neighbors swarmed, filming the notice. My forum post exploded. Karen fined Marcus for hunting on his land. He's buying their park. Hashtags Karen versus Hunter and hashtag Marcus locks out trended, hitting 280 million views. Jake livestreamed from Meadowmart, showing my footage and Marcus's deed. "Crescent Meadows hunts with Marcus," he said, hitting 285 million views. Lily handed out flyers about property laws, explaining, "Marcus owns this land. Karen's a bigot." Karen's HOA cronies, a duo with signs, "No hunting," tried to defend her, but neighbors drowned them out, chanting Marcus's land. Mia shared my share of credentials, proving my authority. I shared my clip. "Karen's fine's a scam. Marcus owns this land." The video hit 4.4 billion views. Mr. Thompson arrived, saying, "She targeted me too. I'm testifying." His veteran presence rattled the cronies. Harris's SWAT team and Chin's FBI unit arrived, inspecting the notice. "Discriminatory fine," Chun said, noting Marcus's ownership. I flashed my sheriff badge, live streaming. "Karen fined Marcus for hunting. He's buying their park." The stream hit 21 billion views, with news vans circling. Comments flooded. "Sarah's a hero. Karen's done." Linda arrived with a federal prosecutor, announcing Karen's fine is a civil rights violation. The crowd chanted Hunt, Hunt, as the cronies fled. The FBI found Karen at Marcus's gate, clutching a fake ban rule. Harris detained her. As Marcus revealed, he'd bought the HOA's 5-acre park at a county auction, outbidding Karen's cronies. Karen rambled, "It's our land, but Shun held up my footage and Marcus's deed. You're under federal arrest," she said. The forum planned a hunt-free day at Marcus's park with archery demos and music. Karen's lie about bans collapsed. Marcus's deed was airtight. The stage was set, not just to avoid the fine, but to lock her out and rally Crescent Meadows around his triumph. Her fine was her end, and Marcus's park was our victory. Marcus's gate was a fortress of justice. Karen stood detained by his fence, sweating, as Harris and Shun reviewed her fake rule. Marcus stood by his land, bow in hand, while neighbors rallied nearby. The live stream hit 22 billion views, with hashtag Karen vs. Hunter and hashtag Marcus Locks Out trending globally. Neighbors packed the street, waving signs, "Marcus's land. No HOA fines." News crews broadcast live, anchors calling it a hunter's rights versus HOA bigotry. The air roared, and I was ready to seal Karen's defeat. Tom addressed the crowd, voice steady. "Marcus owns this land, HOA exempt. Karen's fine is a hate crime." He showed my footage and Marcus's deed, proving her crime. Neighbors cheered, sharing the clips online. Ellen handed out flyers, saying, "Sarah's sheriff, backing Marcus. Karen's a trespasser." The forum surged. "Karen's a bigot. Sarah's our hero." A viral tweet read, "HOA fines black man for hunting. He buys their park." Hashtag Marcus Locks Out. Karen yelled, "It's our rule." But Shin held up my footage, stating, "You committed discrimination and harassment." Her face fell. She hadn't known my cameras. Hunting clubs joined X, posting, "Karen's attack on Marcus is a disgrace. Support Crescent Meadows." The Change.org petition, Justice for Marcus's Land, hit 285 million signatures, with comments like "Sarah's a legend" and "Karen's done." Linda spoke to reporters, voice firm. "Sarah's justice and Marcus's rights are our pride. Karen's fine threatens our freedom." She announced a council motion to fine the HOA $5.1 million and dissolve it. The crowd roared, chanting "Hunt free." The HOA leaked texts disavowing Karen. "She's rogue." Neighbors guarded Marcus's land, as Vince's biker crew patrolled the street. I grabbed the megaphone, heart pounding. "Karen fined Marcus for hunting on his land, but I'm sheriff. I own the HOA, and he's locked them out of their park." I proposed a hunt-free day at Marcus's park with hunting demos, music, and a fundraiser for land rights, inviting all. The crowd cheered, volunteering to host. I shared online, "Karen's fine failed. Join us for Hunt Free Day." The live stream hit 23 billion views, with hashtag Hunt Free Day trending. Comments flooded, "Sarah's unstoppable. Karen's locked out." Karen made a last stand, yelling at Shun, "I'm in charge." But Rachel, my attorney, arrived with a federal indictment. "You're charged with discrimination, trespass, and civil rights violations," she said, as Harris cuffed her. The crowd parted, phones filming as Marcus padlocked the park gate, posting a private property sign. Jake's stream hit 44 billion views, with comments like "Bye, Karen." "Land wins." News ran headlines. Navy SEAL buys HOA park after hunting fine. Lily organized kids to paint hunt-free signs, while Tom tied it to my lake, saying "Sarah protects our lands." Harris secured the park, and neighbors cheered as Marcus raised his bow. Chun verified the deed, and Linda promised county funding for a Crescent Hunt plaque for Marcus. The stage was set for a victory that would void the fine, lock Karen out, and show Crescent Meadows' power. Karen was cuffed, but Marcus's park would shock everyone. The federal courthouse roared with justice as Karen faced trial, Marcus's park locked tight. The live stream hit 45 billion views, with hashtag Karen vs. Hunter and hashtag Marcus Locks Out trending worldwide. Neighbors packed the gallery, waving hunt-free signs as news crews filmed. I stood in my sheriff uniform, my roles as sheriff, HOA owner, and Marcus's ally. Now a verdict, our evidence, our blade. ready to bury Karen. Judge Alvarez, a federal veteran, called order. Ms. Miller, you're charged with discrimination, trespass, and civil rights violations, he said. Rachel presented my footage, showing Karen's fine. The plaintiff owns the land and park, she said. The gallery cheered, phones filming for the forum, where comments surged. Karen's done. Sarah's our hero. Chin testified, voice sharp. Karen's fine violated federal civil rights laws, targeting a black landowner. She showed the fake rule, sparking gasps. Linda announced the council's $5.1 million HOA fine and dissolution. The crowd chanted Hunt. Hunt, as kids waved painted bows, symbols of our win. Tom showed Marcus's deed and park purchase, proving his ownership. Sarah's justice freed his land, he said, sparking applause. I unveiled a Crescent Hunt plaque sketch, county-backed, for Marcus. This land's his, and Karen's guilty, I said, sharing it online, a bow under a federal seal. The forum erupted. Perfect. Sarah's legacy. Alvarez reviewed the evidence, footage, deed, rule, calling it undeniable. Karen, pleading not guilty, claimed it's HOA policy. But Rachel played her posting the fine, exposing her lies. Alvarez ruled, guilty on all counts. 15 years for Miller, $6.4 million in damages to Sarah and Thompson, and HOA dissolution. The gallery roared as Karen slumped, broken. My digital dossier, footage, deed, indictments, was handed to the press, ensuring conviction. News ran it live. Navy SEAL locks out HOA after hunting fine. The crowd surged, music blaring, as Hunt-Free Day plans took shape. I gave a mic to Marcus, who grinned. This is my land, he said. Neighbors hugged him, guarding his park in solidarity. This wasn't just Karen's defeat. It was Crescent Meadows' triumph, proof our community could outshine hate. As Marcus's park stood free, justice landed. Karen's conviction was Crescent Meadows' victory. News ran headlines like, Navy SEAL locks out HOA after hunting fine, and Sarah's hunt triumphs. The livestream hit 48 billion views, with hashtag #MarcusLocksOut trending for weeks. Fan art of the hunt plaque as a justice symbol flooded the forum, and hunting groups invited Marcus to speak. Talk shows called, but I stayed grounded, saying this is about our rights. Hunt-Free Day was a sensation. Thousands joined. Neighbors, kids, Harris's team, shooting archery, dancing, and unveiling the Crescent Hunt plaque for Marcus. Meadowmart catered, and Tom led eco-talks, tying the park to my lake's balance. The event raised $25 million for land rights, and state leaders hailed it as a model. The forum buzzed with photos. Marcus shines. No more Karens. The HOA was eradicated. Linda's vote fined it $5.1 million and dissolved it, with new laws banning discriminatory fines. Karen got 15 years, was banned from Crescent Meadows, and vanished to a prison cell, reportedly arguing over rules. Don't Fine Like Karen became a local joke painted on fences. Marcus's park became a community hub, with visitors snapping hunt selfies. Meadowmart and my plaza event soared, the cafe hosting hunt nights with music and rights talks. Tourists flocked to Marcus's park, boosting sales. Neighbors brought gifts, mini arrows, seal patches, saying our fight inspired them. Tom's data showed the lake thriving, celebrated at a community feast. The digital dossier, footage, deed, verdicts was studied for civil rights laws influencing policy. Lily mentored kids, painting eco signs for Marcus's park. The forum planned a hunt fest with archery, music, and SWAT demos, cementing our spirit. Sarah turned Karen's fine into our triumph. One post read, I hired teens to maintain Marcus's park, giving them pride. At the fest, under a Hunt Forever banner, Linda toasted, to Sarah, Marcus, Alex, and Crescent Meadows, where land defeats tyrants. Fireworks burst, kids danced, and Marcus's park glowed. Karen's fine had been a spark, but we'd built a legacy. Meadowmart, my lake, and our suburb were our stronghold, proof no bully could fence our freedom. As stars shone, I knew Crescent Meadows would always stand proud, free, and unstoppable.